speaking of movies and superheroes and whatnot and the crap we talk about on this show, there are a bunch of rumors flying around that Michael Shannon is in the kind of lead billing for playing Cable in Deadpool 2. They're kind of starting to cast that and get people together. And we started thinking like, oh, Michael Shannon, what's he just done recently? Everyone here knows him as General Zod from Man of Steel. And, you know, there is, so if he shows up in Cable and Deadpool or Deadpool 2 or whatever they end up calling it, that'll be one of the many people who's jumped ship from DC to Marvel or vice versa. So we figured just for the hell of it, we'd run through some of the other people who've done that. If he winds up in Deadpool 2, it would not surprise me one bit if they poke some fun at that, because they've already done that in Deadpool, because Ryan Reynolds was also Green Lantern. And that's not the only person who's done that kind of thing. Ben Affleck, of course, went the other direction, starting out as Daredevil, winding up as Batman. I think he was also a contender for Superman at one point.
Yeah, so this is all specifically people who've done DC and Marvel movies.
Yeah.
They've jumped ship, if you will.
Honestly, I don't think...
Or jump back and forth. I don't think it matters.
I don't think there's like really a message here. I don't think it's like, oh, one of them offers better things to better actors. I also like the difference between where superhero movies were at when Daredevil came out versus now. I mean, look at Michael Keaton, for instance. He was Batman back in 1989, and then Batman Returns in 92, and now he's the Vulture in Spider-Man Homecoming, but between that, he was playing this weird, almost hybrid of the two.
Yeah, I love
Birdman. So he's like kind of all over the place in terms of wearing capes and flying and stuff. Then, of course, Halle Berry was Storm and also Catwoman. I feel like this kind of goes in almost the same category as the kind of the Ben Affleck, you know, Batman...
the Batman Daredevil,
like
totally, because it's like them walking away going like, all right, I'm never doing another comic book movie again, and then something cool comes along.
Dump truck full of money.
Here we go.
Yeah, I feel like Daredevil and Catwoman very much go in the same category of like, we don't know what we're doing, but let's try it anyway. Speaking of X-Men, James Marsden was, of course, Cyclops in all the Bryan Singer X-Men movies, or most of them, or whatever. Bryan Singer bailed on X-Men 3 to go direct Superman Returns, and I think James Marsden, well, I guess he stuck around kind of, but he showed up in Superman Returns as well, playing Richard White, who was the guy who was, I think, trying to marry Lois Lane or whatever.
Yep.
Then, of course, speaking of newspaper people, you've got, was it Perry White in the DCEU?
Yeah.
Laurence Fishburne, who I didn't realize this until we were doing the research for this list, but he also played the Silver Surfer with the help of a little thing we call computers.
Yeah, he played the voice of the Silver Surfer, because I think this movie came out around the time where he was also playing a very heavy dude in the movie Predators, who was like living in a cabin eating old worms and being crazy.
Was that him or was that Forrest Whitaker?
No.
I get them mixed up.
You get Forrest Whitaker's character in Rogue One confused because they're both like, oh,
there we go.
boogly.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah.
Anyway, speaking of guys who run newspapers in fictional superhero universes, J.K. Simmons, of course, J. Jonah Jameson in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies. I really wish Sony was giving him his own Jameson movie. That'd be awesome. He is jumping over to the DCU to play Commissioner Gordon. There's that photo floating around of him just flexing and having a huge beard, the biceps. But here's a photo that Zack Snyder put out on his personal Twitter or Instagram or whatever. Of Commissioner Gordon. You can sort of tell that that's him, maybe. Who knows? Then, of course, you might not have guessed this because of two reasons. One, like probably collectively 20 hours of makeup time, or the fact that I don't know how to say this man's name. It's Adewale Akinnuoye
Agbaje.
Yeah. So he's played Curse in Thor 2, which I really enjoyed but don't remember one bit. And then he played Killer Croc in Suicide Squad, which I wish I could forget. Speaking of heavy duty makeup and lots of it, Josh Brolin played Jonah Hex, and then he's playing Thanos.
He got purple.
Yeah, I think
otherwise it's pretty much the same dude.
Yeah, I think it's really easy to forget that Jonah Hex is a DC movie. I think they're not really going to try to bring him in anytime soon because that movie really bombed, and also it's a cowboy, which doesn't really fit the whole Justice League thing.
I think he'll be in Justice League.
You think so? Jonah Hex going to show up?
I think he will, because they don't care.
Hopefully his old nemesis Michael Fassbender doesn't show up. He played Burke in Jonah Hex, and of course he's Magneto in the more recent X-Men movies. Then, of course, Tao Okamoto played Mariko Yoshida in The Wolverine, who's a key character, and then played Mercy Graves in DCU on the left there. That was Lex Luthor's secretary who got exploded. Spoilers. I think they probably forgot that she was in the movie at this point.
At least he didn't make her drink pee like that other lady.
True. Then, of course, Tommy Lee Jones, he was Two-Face back in the day, back in Batman Forever. I forgot this. He was Chester Phillips in Captain America First Avenger. Apparently, he hated being in Batman Forever and has, like, crapped all over that.
I was going to say his character on the right looks like he's watching his character on the left in Batman Forever.
Yeah.
With great disappointment. He's like, I made that movie.
This looks like a weird reboot of things just went horribly different and awry.
90s, man. It was the 90s.
And then, of course, it wouldn't be the proper list if we didn't mention the fact that The Losers, which is technically a DC movie, has not only Chris Evans, Idris Elba, and Zoe Saldana, who all went on to play pretty big roles in the MCU. You know, Captain America and what's her face? I'm drawing a blank.
Green lady.
The Green Woman.
Yep.
And Idris Elba's the guy who gives Thor the pep talks in that telescope they hang out in.
Mr. Helmet, they call him.
Yeah, I don't know.
Fell apart by the end there.
I think
but
it's crazy.
We really did good otherwise, right?
It's hard to remember all these real people's and fake people's names.
Sound off in the comments below about how much we botched up that last part.
We also totally forgot some of them. There's more of them out there. It gets even weirder when you start factoring in stuff like Vertigo Comics, like V for Vendetta or Watchmen.
Anyway, was it Zathura?
Gamora.
Oh.
She played
Gamora.
Zathura.
She played Zathura.
The titular Space Jumanji board game.
Yeah, she was also the Zohan.
Yeah.